as I was eating my first half of my Subway, I was like, something don't feel right. Something seemed off about this sandwich, right? Y'all, something seemed off as hell about it.
Every time I go to Zaxby's, they always planning somebody's favor. That's why I don't do nothing but get salads from them. What the f*** y'all doing? Y'all rationing around there?
And I was looking at it. I was like, the bites don't hit the same.
$20, no meal, just the strips.
What?
I could have had a steak for that price. If I would have known that, if they wouldn't have already had our food.
I thought I was gonna go to Taco Bell. We were gonna get a couple of quesadillas, a chicken quesadilla, crunchwrap shrimp, just a couple things for everyone, I'm thinking I'm about to just run up a $20 bill. For 5 of us, the bill came out to $40.
The width on this sandwich is not what it used to be. Where the width go?
For decades, fast food had just one thing in common, that it was always cheap, right? No matter what was going on or happening in the economy, or no matter how expensive everything might have been at that particular time, the unspoken promise was that fast food was just supposed to be that cheap option that we can fall back on when, life is happening, when we're too busy, too tired, or maybe too lazy to prepare food at home. And we used to be able to create an entire meal out of the dollar menu at some of our favorite fast food places. And it was more than enough to keep us satisfied. But now that's all a thing of the past. And now we can collectively sing at the top of our lungs at some of these fast food stores the very famous 3LW song. I'm getting a little tired of your broken promises. And if that were not enough, a lot of these major fast food chains that we know and love, they are closing their stores all across the country. And we see them. We see the prices continue to increase. And something that once felt like a safety net, fast food, it just doesn't feel guaranteed anymore. But this cheap fast food did not just disappear overnight. People are just now starting to realize and that things might have been dissolved already.
Trace of meat? Can I get extra rice on that?
Yeah, what?
Can I get a little more? That's good. And then black beans. I'll do some more beans. And then a few more beans. Alright, that's good. And then I'll do 2 scoops of chicken. Yeah.
Isn't that awkward when you go to Chipotle or any store, any restaurant that does something similar and you have to ask them for additional, okay, a little bit more rice, a little more rice. Can I get more rice?
Bowl, please. Produce 5 bucks at the top. What brown rice? No, none of that. Just some of the tomatoes. I'll do more tomatoes. I'll do a few more tomatoes.
There's a comment. It said, y'all starting to abuse Chipotle. I'm like, what? You're just getting the right portion to fill up the bowl.
The green salsa. Just a little bit of shredded cheese. Alright, that's good. Now I'll just do some corn. I'll do some more corn on that. Sour cream.
Okay, maybe that doesn't work a bit much.
Do some more sour cream.
Oh.
Some cheese. I'll do some more cheese on that.
No.
I'll do a little bit more cheese.
What?
And then just a little more corn if you can. No, but I just want a little more corn. Corn.
Can't
just
fit.
A little bit more.
She can't even close it. I've never seen that before. Yeah, she was ready.
This is why I don't eat out fast food. Now, Taco Bell is by far one of my favorite fast food places. However, when certain people are working, I absolutely will not buy anything. Look at this damn taco. Where are the toppings? Let's see how this one goes.
No. Where is the meat?
So I made the boy make me some new nachos. Let me show y'all the other ones. and they gave her a broke up taco. This is the Nacho Bel Grande, which actually is a Nacho Supreme. What is this?
I don't know what that's supposed to
It's
look like.
90% chips. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Taco Bell.
Every time I go to Zaxby's, they always planning somebody's face. That's why I don't do nothing but get salads from them. What the f*** y'all doing? Y'all rationing around there? Like, hooking the what y'all doing?
So when you think of your favorite fast food spot, right? More than likely you like the spot because the food tastes good. But it's more so the convenience, if you can be honest. The accessibility of having someone else cook your food at such a cheap price. You know, fast food, it existed for our everyday normal lives, our busy days, you know, hectic days, or days where we were just tight on money. You know, back then, fast food understood the assignment, I guess you could say. Because no one is saying that, you know, fast food should be top tier luxury. It doesn't even have to be the best tasting. It just needed to be affordable. But now that role is all dissolving quietly, and even companies themselves are starting to feel it. So recently, Wendy's announced plans to close hundreds of underperforming locations all across the US. Because this is not about people falling out of love with the food. It's just that fewer people are starting to show up. And even Chipotle has been on the chopping block as they have recently raised their prices all over again. The owner actually saying that he just wants to cater to his six-figure crowd. Allegedly. And all across the fast food industry, people have just stopped eating out much, especially amongst the lower and middle income customers. Those are the very people that fast food was originally built to serve. So this is huge because fast food historically did well during these difficult economic times. And so when people could not afford restaurants, they turned to fast food chains. But now even fast food is starting to feel very expensive. And so that completely changes the whole entire relationship that we have with fast food stores.
So Chipotle plans on having price hikes in 2026. Later this year. The CEO states that after looking at the data, we learned that 60% of our core users are over the $100,000 a year in average household income. So they said we can raise our prices.
And this is Chipotle, all right? Someone else mentioned they moved on to Cava. Cava is much like Chipotle. They are very healthy, fresh. You get great quality food there. Chipotle is not even a Cava. Six-figure earners are going to Cava and other places, real Mexican restaurants, instead of just, I mean, I like Chipotle, but I think that they're getting a little carried on here and reaching.
They be playing in y'all motherfucking face. And y'all the poor boy. Y'all deserve it. Because I got Chipotle at home. I don't even eat, and I used to love Chipotle. But when it got to $14-15 for a chicken bowl, and see, I don't have an issue pay if it was $13-14, but they were still giving like 2010, 2012 portion. I would have still I'd be like, damn this. But I knew I was. See, the problem don't be the price. The problem be what we getting for our money.
Like,
you know,
doesn't make sense.
You raise it $1 or $2, sure, but as long as you keep the quality and the portion sizes the same, I don't think people would be, you know, as upset.
Chipotle, who is making $100,000 a year and still eating at Chipotle? Let me know. The thing with Chipotle is y'all food used to be $12 a bowl, even cheaper. Same with Netflix. Used to be $8 a month for mad movies, right? The thing with Chipotle is that literally all your customers are broke teenagers in high school. I think that's about 60% of their sales for it. Everything else is like college students and random people like, oh, let's go to Chipotle. Most of all their customers are under the age of 18, literally putting their last $15 together for mom and dad, quite literally. So I don't know why they think that their people are over 100K. It also shows how out of touch the CEO is for even thinking that. If there's a survey, everybody's lying, quite literally. Everybody's lying.
So fast food was never meant to compete with restaurants, right? It was just meant to be the affordable, the predictable, and the easy option. But when fast food meals started costing like $20, you start to ask yourself, okay, well, if I'm already spending this much, is it even worth it? And the thing is, the answer to that question depends on more than just the price. Because it's not that the cost has changed, but it's the service, right? The customer service. Many people online have been saying the same thing and noticed the same thing, that something just feels very off about the level of service that we're getting nowadays. You were once able to just pull up at a drive-through or, a counter, exchange some, quick pleasantries, pick up your order, and then you can maybe count on a fake smile to see you off, right? But now you get maybe one sentence responses. You get very little, communication. You get very little sense of urgency. And sometimes it's very subtle. You don't even notice. But sometimes you get what people have called online, you get that Gen Z stare, right? These young folks, they're maybe not necessarily rude outright and maybe not hostile, but you just get that cold, distant, soulless look. Like,
hello, is anybody in there?
And while this is not something that happens just everywhere, a lot of workers are just doing their best in very difficult circumstances. And so the overall experience feels less than, and so people do experience that difference. Because when food costs more, you kind of expect a level of quality with it, right? And when that experience, it doesn't give, we start seeing the food restaurant as, less quality, and we just don't want to come back anymore.
And today starts my official forever boycott of the McDonald's Corporation. Let me tell you why. The Filet-O-Fish sandwich has been something that I have enjoyed probably every week.
So I did a video spotlighting the Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's a while back, and we learned that the sandwiches were shrinking, and they were doing a lot of shrinkflation practices at McDonald's. Also, I learned a very fun fact that on those Filet-O-Fish sandwiches, you don't ever get a full square of cheese. You get half square of cheese. I never knew that. That is news to me. And where's the rest of the cheese? It just didn't look like it added up. So yeah, this sandwich has been on the chopping block for a while now.
As long as I can remember. And it's just one of those things. I like a good Big Mac too, and the same problem with that. But today I'm going to talk specifically about the Filet-O-Fish, and I'll tell you why. In 2020, the price of a Filet-O-Fish meal was $5.79. Today, in Missouri, I paid $10.79 for the same meal. Same sandwich, same meal. But here's the difference. Even with that huge increase in price, I don't care what the McDonald's says about this. Their position on it is the size of the meal has not changed in decades. I say both. The size of everything is smaller, but the filet is noticeably smaller on the bun, as well as the half of a slice of cheese that is supposedly used on each sandwich has been reduced to this tiny strip. I've actually got a little bit of footage here from the meal I had tonight because I wanted to show you guys what I got here. On top of the poor quality of the food, every time I go to this McDonald's, I'm parked. I don't know what the deal is. It doesn't matter what time of the day is. They want you to pull up and park in a slot with staffing issues and everything else. Even though they're making all-time record profits, they can't run the restaurants efficiently, as well as this ridiculous increase in food prices for no reason.
Just went to KFC, got a small tater wedge and a small starry. What the grand total, you might ask? $6.40. Who do I need to contact about this? $2.99 for the wedge. Reasonable. $2.99 for the drink. Unreasonable. Oh, I see the problem. I asked for a small starry, they gave me medium. MD,
Someone said tater wedge. Another person said they know those frozen wedges, allegedly. And that little bitty drink is worth $2. Outrageous.
I don't like overpaying for stuff, y'all. It puts a bad feeling in my bones, and I don't like it. Especially, okay, let me taste the wedge. Let me taste the wedges.
It's usually good.
Let me see if let me taste the starry first, because this is $1 million right here. Not worth it. I would say worth $1.50 at best. Worth $3? No. I'm gonna give these $2.50. That means my grand total should have been $4. Fast food is getting ridiculous. I remember one time I went to McDonald's and I ordered a double cheeseburger meal, right? She says the total $8 and something. I said, oh no, ma'am. I said I ordered a double cheeseburger meal. Not a Big Mac, not a quarter pounder. I said I ordered a double cheeseburger. She said, ma'am, that is a double cheeseburger price.
Husband and I went to KFC after church to eat, and I was trying to eat cheap, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna get a piece. I'll eat a piece of chicken off of you. And he was like, no, they had the barbecue strips, and I wanted them. And he was like, just get the 8-piece because I want one too. But I didn't get the meal, trying to save money because I knew I wouldn't eat it. Hey, $20, no meal, just the strips.
What?
I could have had a steak for that price. If I would have known that, if they wouldn't have already had our food coming out, I was going to have her take it off. I went up to the cashier and said, is there a mistake here? She said, no, it's because you got it with that sauce on it. I mean, a little sauce don't cost, but what, $1?
I don't know if I'm late to the party, but what is a public improvement fee from Chick-fil-A?
Has anyone heard that before? I've never heard of that before. And I don't really look at the receipts like I probably should. So I've never seen that. But what is that?
What is a public improvement fee for $2?
McDonald's wants us back, but we are never, ever getting back together. So McDonald's, after completely pricing themselves out in the last 3 years and making their meals ridiculously expensive just for parents who are trying to grab a Happy Meal for their kids, are trying to put together a $5 meal. So this is actually not a bad deal. I'll list it right here. It says McDonald's could include a choice of a McChicken, a McDouble, a 4-piece nugget, fries, and a drink. $5 seems very affordable. It's actually more than you get in a typical Happy Meal now, and probably cheaper. However, they completely took advantage of everybody, had record quarters over and over as the rest of us dealt with horrible inflation, not being able to buy homes, and just having absolutely no money for anything the last 3 years. They took advantage completely of the situation and drove their prices way too high for the average American family. People have figured out that Chili's, their local Mexican restaurant, any local burger place, whatever, was way cheaper than McDonald's right now. Not only that, they also have pretty much the worst food quality on the planet. And, it was a cheap option for all of us when we were in a hurry, when our kids were tired, we didn't want to cook, we could just pull through the drive-thru and go. But if you look at the fact that the food is that unhealthy for you and compound it with the fact that it got that expensive, and also the experience, McDonald's being the biggest fast food place in the world, the fact that the customer service experience is still this bad and that the training program is this bad is unbelievable to me. Like, you go through a Chick-fil-A or an In-N-Out and watch them ask you your name, be polite, greet you, be super friendly, say thank you, chat with you at the window, ask if they can get you anything else. What happened to Panera Bread? $71.62 for 3 sandwiches, 2 of them that were grilled cheese.
That's why I don't go there. I've peeped game a long time ago about Panera Bread. They have decent food. I like their soups. But the prices.
$71.62. Are you kidding me? Like, I know, guys, the Chipotle video, the McDonald's video, all these other videos of these places going crazy, but like Panera Bread was something where you could go and get like a half a sandwich, a little cup of soup, and a drink for like under $20. Is this how completely out of touch these companies have gotten when it comes to pricing this stuff? And somebody sent me this today, my friend, and said, this guy went to Panera Bread and he has a video with 3 sandwiches. 2 of them are just plain old grilled cheese and 2 soups for $71.62. And it's like, at this point in time, like, I think these companies have completely lost touch so far with reality that they just don't understand. And then you see all these places, oh, we're in bankruptcy right now. Oh, we're closing locations right now. Like, it's a mystery. Like, Denny's had an announcement here recently that they're closing tons of locations.
Well, Chipotle, apparently they want to serve the 6-figure families, okay? And that's not speculation. That's actually a news update that I saw just a few days ago, where the CEO, he's been doing research on his customers for a while now. The company has been doing research on their customers, and they have noticed that the trend is that their customers earn a certain level of money, so they're not calling in a lot of low income customers. The team, they came together and realized, you know what? Wait, these people make this amount of money. Okay, let's up our prices. And that's what they're doing now. And people are upset. So the biggest shift here, it's not just financial, but it's more psychological, because fast food is no longer automatically associated with being the cheap or affordable or even dependable option anymore. People are now looking at the menus differently, they're calculating their budgets differently, and they're hesitating a whole lot, because fast food, it didn't just sell food, but it sold predictability in prices, as well as the experience and convenience. And so once that trust was gone, loyalty just begins to weaken. And it's not loud, it's quiet and very gradual.
Restaurants and fast food places have lost their minds. Absolutely crazy. This is my total from the Papa John's app yesterday, when I was trying to order for our family a single large pizza, 3 toppings, a single cheese pizza, medium, just cheese, breadsticks, and a 16 count of wings. This is before tip.
The sides, when you order the sides, they add up at these places, especially Papa John's.
$98.86. Are you kidding? Like, how do they expect us to live with these prices? This is insanity.
And this is all like excluding the tip, because I'm looking at what he's showing us in the back. His total is a result of the subtotal, the tax, and the delivery fee. We didn't even include a driver tip. The recommendations here are 15%, 20%, 25%. You can pay up to $21 in tips. And so your whole entire meal is going to be well over $100. Insane.
Just tell me why I went to Taco Bell the other night, and hold the judgment, okay? It was late at night. I'm like, you know what? Dinner's on me. I thought I was gonna go to Taco Bell. We were gonna get a couple of quesadillas, a chicken quesadilla, crunchwrap supreme, just a couple things for everyone, out with my nephews and all. I'm thinking I'm about to just run up a $20 bill. For 5 of us, the bill came out to $40. $40, that's $40 at Taco Bell. It was 5 of us. Let me tell you something. Had I known that I was fixing to spend $40 at Taco Bell, 1, I would have never said dinner was on me. For 2, I would have took us all out to eat for $40. I spent just about the same amount at Texas Roadhouse, okay, for a 12-ounce steak for almost $40. Taco Bell, drive-through, $40 back in the day was a dinner for 2. I don't know, for those of you who remember, Chili's used to be 2 for $22, which at one point in time was a nice little outing for $22. $40 at Taco Bell is a crime. It's already a crime to my stomach because, we don't really know what the food is. It's a crime to our pockets. It is really not worth the quality of food you are getting. So yeah, we are in some strange times.
Y'all, I went to Subway before I went to work, right? Went up in there, got a foot long, chicken bacon ranch, of course. A foot long is $13.21 just for the sandwich. But I knew the price. But my gripe with it is, tonight is something different. Okay, so the girl, she made my sandwich. She was real nice. She cut it in half, wrapped the half separately. But as I was eating my first half of my Subway, I was like, something don't feel right. Something seemed off about this sandwich, right? Y'all, something seemed off as hell about it. And I was looking at it. I was like, the bites don't hit the same. Because we used to eat a Subway sandwich. You bite one side, then you bite the other, right? But this time it was wide as it used to be. I don't know if I got a bad batch of bread or what, but the width on this sandwich is not what it used to be.
Wow.
Like, where the width go? Like, I swear to God, width on this sandwich ain't what it used to be. I'm gonna open it and show you. Hold on. Okay, don't mind all my sauces, but
wow.
Yeah. Am I tripping? Or does this sandwich look, it ain't got the same width? Where the width at on this Subway sandwich? Where the width at? This nice.
Well, I can't really tell from here, but it does look like it's lacking. Maybe it's the bread that she chose. I always choose the garlic herbs. I like all of those different herbs on my bread. But that kind of looks a little subpar. I don't know.
Same width that it used to be. Where is it? But it really pissed me off tonight because I'm like, what the rest of my goddamn sandwich? Where the rest of my bread at?
So we can all agree that fast food, it represented something stable, something predictable, something accessible, something easy. And when fast food stops feeling affordable or even dependable, people start to adapt. They start to go home. They cook more, They reconsider all of their different options a lot more. And so they rely less on systems that no longer feel as reliable as they once did in the past. So this is not dramatically, and it's not all at once, but it happens quietly, because sometimes the clearest sign that something has changed isn't exactly what disappears, but it's more so about what people stop doing little by little. So that is just my spiel on the death of fast food and, fast food as we know it, right? It's not the same anymore. And what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section. What do you guys think? What are your takes on fast food? And do you see a slight difference where you are? Do you see a difference in your spending habits when it comes to fast food? Let us know. I would love to know. I know for a fact I have not spent as much money on fast food as I did in the past. We have pulled back tremendously because we have a big family, and paying, big family prices for fast food is just not something that we're willing to do. So we rely on pizza. Pizza is easy. You get a full pie and everyone can just eat from the pizza pie, right? But when you have to pay for individual meals, that's when it starts to get really expensive fast. So I get my own little, treat yourself meal from my good old Chick-fil-A. But as far as, and also Torky's, right? If you know Torky's, let me know down below. Torky's is my all-time favorite. Anyways, I would love to know what you guys think. Let us know down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Also, subscribe because we have many more things we're talking about here on the cost of living and what we're seeing in these fast food restaurants and restaurants as a whole, and just our spending habits as consumers, right? And if this video was very entertaining and helpful for you, go ahead and like the video. Thank you so much for watching. Comment on the way out, and we will see each other in the next video. Oh, also, if you like this video, you might like this one too, because this one was another entire deep dive experience. Thank you for watching, and we will chat in the next video.